One.
Hello, I'm Barb Maher, one of the people from the Mankato Area Therapy Dogs, and with me today I have Tunak, who is my 13-year-old mixed breed dog, who is anxious to come and hear a story and interact with you today.
Hi, I'm Donna, and I've got my therapy dog, Sable. Sable is 7.5 years old. She's a mixed breed. She's got black lab, collie, and golden retriever. When Sable was born, she was the runt of the litter. That means she was the smallest dog of the litter. And Sable was so little, I could hold her in the palm of my hands. But look at her now. She's 60 pounds, so she's a big girl now.
And so we have some interesting books talking about some other dogs that are in the books in the library. And this one is called Emmy of Whistling Well Farm. My name is Emmy, and I run the Whistling Well Apple Farm. Do you hear that sound? The wind from the river blows through the bluffs. And comes whistling right up through our well. On our farm, there's work to do all year round. In winter, I prune the apple trees. In spring, I transplant the saplings. In the summer, I guard our crops from the gophers. There's the gopher. Oh, the gopher has a whole family with him. And he doesn't look like he's guarding too much because he's chasing a butterfly. Or she, I suppose. I mean, maybe she. But autumn is the busiest time of all. Everything is ripe and ready for harvest, and we get plenty of helps. I make sure they're all greeted properly. Looks like their helpers are children about your age. Welcome to our farm. I lead them to the biggest pumpkins. I teach them about our honeybees. I give lessons on how to dig mums. My goodness. It looks like she's right down in the hole that they're going to put the mums in. And mums are fall blooming plants. And of course, I work in the orchard. Each apple must be picked fresh from a tree, and not off the ground, falling from the trees might have bugs on them. So she's checking out to see that all the apples are in first-rate condition. But it looks like she's also getting a ride on the cart. I see that the chickens and the turkey get fed. But no one feeds Sunny the donkey. Sorry, no apples for you, Sunny. Do you think that their donkey steals the apples and that's why they're saying they're not going to give her any apples? And I let those squirrels and rabbits know who is in charge. It looks like she's really entertaining them rather than being in charge. They're all watching her scratch her back and doing a trick. Our helpers like to take pictures, so I do my part. Hey, I'm in a holiday card. She has lots of pictures taken. I remind everyone to take a snack break. Do you think popcorn is a good snack break? I don't know. You're out on a farm. I would think maybe the apples and the things that they pick that might be a better snack. Then I show the band how to fill up the dance floor. Wow, that's quite a farm that has a band playing music on it. We harvest so many apples. I send them to be washed and polished and sorted by size into bushels and pecks. And what is she bringing along here? Is that a cloth that's going to wash off the apples? Some are pressed into cider, baked into pies, and made into jellies, or dipped into caramel. Wow, carameled apples are a real treat, aren't they? I deliver the rest to the market. Not very safe to have a dog hanging out a window, though. Maybe just on the farm where they're not going very fast, but otherwise, your dog, if you take your dog in your car, don't let them hang their head out the window. That's not safe, and they could get sand and things in their eyes, so keep your dog inside. After our helpers have all gone home, I reward my crew for doing such a good job. And she's giving him a big kiss. And then it's back to work for me. It looks like she's guarding something. That's her job. And taking a nap at the same time. So that is Emmy of Whistling Well Farm. And now we thought we'd probably take a break and give you a break from reading, and we'll do a couple activities with our dogs. So you want to start out and give your dog a chance to do something?
Yep, we'll start with Sable here.
Sable?
Whenever you have a dog, you always want to do some basic obedience with your dog, because when you learn some basic obedience with your dog's going to be more behaved. So a couple basic obedience things that are really good to teach your dog is first, sit. So Sable, sit. Good job. And then not only do you want them to sit, you want them to stay until you tell them they no longer have to sit. So I'm going to tell Sable, stay. And then I should be able to do some other things. And she should stay sitting until I tell her, okay, stand, good girl. And then another thing you need to obedience trick to teach your dog is down. So Sable, down. And again, they should stay until you tell them they no longer have to stay. So I should be able to go do some things, and she should stay until I come back and tell her, stand, well done, good girl.
Good job.
And then maybe we'll do one more. You always, when you call your dog by name, you want them to come to you. So that's called a recall. So let's work with Sable on a recall. Okay, come over here. Good girl, sit. Now I'm gonna walk away from her, and when I call her, she should come to me. Sable, come. Good girl, nice job. So in addition to obedience, you should always have fun with your dog too. So let's have a little fun with Sable. I'm gonna have Sable, she's just learned how to do this recently, so let's see how she does. Okay, Sable, sit. Good girl. You're gonna jump through the hoop. Okay, ready? Go through the hoop. Good girl. And then always reward with a treat. And let's see if she'll go the other way. Sometimes dogs will only go one way when working through a hoop. So let's see if Sable will go the other way. Sit, Sable, sit. Let's see if we can get her to go the other way through the hoop. Ready? Come on. Good girl, you did it. Nice job. And then Sable has one more favorite thing she likes to do, and that's the tunnel. So let's get the tunnel out.
Uh-oh. Tunak also likes the tunnel.
Do you think a big dog can get through this small tunnel? Let's see if she can do it. Okay, ready? Sable, go tunnel. Good girl. Come back around. Ready? Go tunnel. Good girl. Very nice. And then you reward with a treat. So good girl, Sable. Let's see if Tunak maybe wants to go through the tunnel.
Tunak, do you want to go into the trouble? You say, where are the treats? Oh, he thinks maybe the treats are under the tunnel. Okay, there you go. In the tunnel. The treats, you get the treat when you go back a second time. And then you get a treat. Right, don't you? You get a treat? Okay, down, roll, come on, down and roll over. That's what she usually does when she gets a treat. And the other thing that we often do, she says, there must be more treats in there someplace. Tunak. Where are you going? Okay, no more treats. Tunak, come. Tunak. Tunak. You're supposed to come. Treat. Tunak. Come. Okay. Come and stay with me. One of the things that I do with Tunak is I have toys. Dogs like toys just like you do. And this one is kind of a floppy chicken. So let's see if I can get her to retrieve it. Okay, come. We gonna play? I've got a treat. I have treats in my pocket, and the only things that I use for treats are just a different kind of dog kibble. So it's a healthy thing. Okay, will you go and retrieve this? Go and get it. Bring it back. Bring it. Come on. Good dog. Oh, look, you're a retriever. You're a retriever. Good job. Come on, bring it back. All the way, all the way. Drop it. Good job. One more. Come on, bring it back. All the way. Oh, come on, all the way. There you go. Good job. There you go. Down. You say, I don't have to go down. I already earned this treat. All right, then sit. There you go. Good job. Okay. Now I think it's time to go back and get another drum. Donna's going to read another story for us. We'll just move this out of the way. Maybe they'll get to play again at the end.
Okay, Sable, you want to sit? Good girl. Nice job. Okay, I'm going to be reading Clifford Goes to Kindergarten. Hello, my name is Emily Elizabeth, and this is my dog Clifford. I started kindergarten yesterday. At first I was scared, but now I love school. Before school started, my mom read me a book about what my first day of kindergarten would be like. She said I would make lots of new friends and learn all about writing, counting, animals, and my neighborhood. We went to see my new school. Clifford stayed outside, but just knowing he was close by made me feel better. We met my teacher, Mrs. Tate, and she showed us around the classroom. She was very nice. We visited the nurse's office. If I ever feel sick, the nurse will take care of me. Later, we played school in my backyard. I was the teacher, and my mom and Clifford were my students. I tried to be just like Mrs. Tate. I still had a few questions for my mom. I asked her what would happen if I missed home or if I didn't make any friends. She said that Mrs. Tate would help me feel better if I was sad. She would also make sure I didn't have to play by myself. The next day, Clifford and I were playing hide and seek when a letter came in the mail. It was from my teacher. The letter said that each kindergartner could bring something from home to school on the first day to help make them feel comfortable. I knew exactly what to bring. On the first day of kindergarten, Mrs. Tate greeted us at the classroom door. She was very surprised to see Clifford. Oh, he's pretty big, isn't he? All the other kids brought stuffed animals, toys, or blankets. They all smiled when they saw Clifford. It was time for school to start. I said goodbye to my mom. We all sat in a circle and Mrs. Tate taught us a welcome song. Clifford tried to sing along too, but all he could do was howl. Then we all took turns going to the front of the class to answer a question on the board. Mrs. Tate asked the question and we wrote yes or no. Even Clifford had a turn. We practiced writing letters and words. Some kids were nervous about writing. Clifford gave them kisses to help them feel better. Unfortunately, his kisses were very slobbery. Oh, and from a big red dog, I bet they were slobbery. Next, Mrs. Tate asked us to paint a picture of home. Clifford missed home as much as I did. When he saw my painting, he started wagging his tail really fast. Oops, he knocked over some of the water and paint with his tail. Clifford rolled around on the floor to try and clean it up. Finally, it was time for lunch. I was so hungry, so was Clifford. Everyone loved Clifford so much they wanted to give him treats, but Mrs. Tate said we needed to eat our own food so we could have energy for the rest of the school day. At recess, everyone wanted to play with Clifford. We made a lot of friends on the playground. Clifford's tail is a great jump rope, and his nose is the best slide. At nap time, we were all tired from playing outside, but we weren't used to sleeping on the rug. It was hard to get comfortable. That's when Clifford had an idea. Clifford let everyone snuggle up with him. Soon we all fell fast asleep. Mrs. Tate was happy and we were able to nap. We still had a long school day ahead of us. Clifford saved nap time. We woke up ready for the rest of the school day. Bringing Clifford to my first day of kindergarten was a big success. I can't wait to go back to school tomorrow. Oh, Clifford's a sweetie pie. I wish we all had a Clifford.
Okay, maybe we'll have another little break and get our dogs out. And Tunak, do you want to do a dance?
Yeah.
We'll review. Why don't we review their ABCs with them? Okay, come on. And then maybe we can have Donna talk about dog obedience, safety with dogs, which would be good.
Sure.
Okay, Tunak, come over here. And let's get this out of the way. Okay, come and sit. All right, we're gonna review the ABCs with the kids, so let's sing along, and they'll have them sing with us. Come on. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, and T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Oh, what a good dog I will be. Right. Okay, thank you for joining us and getting Tunak to dance for us. Now, whenever you're out in the street and seeing other dogs, you see us dealing with our dogs, and they're really pretty well behaved, and they love people. That's what they are trained to be, therapy dogs, meaning that they are ones who enjoy being with dogs, want to be petted and want to be touched. But not every dog does. So we're going to have Donna tell us what's the safe way to go if you go for a walk and you see a really interesting dog that you'd like to pet, what you have to do. Come on.
Well, first of all, if a dog is out running by itself, it's best to leave the dog alone and then maybe go tell an adult. But if you see a dog that's with its owner and you feel like you want to say hello to the dog, the first thing you do is you go up to the dog's owner and you ask a question. You say, is your dog friendly? And then if the owner says yes, then you ask, may I pet your dog? And then if the owner says yes, then you're allowed to pet the dog. And so when you approach a dog, one of the things you don't want to do, and we all tend to want to do it, is we want to go like this. And when we go like this, sometimes the dog thinks that, oh, maybe you're going to hurt me. Or sometimes the dog thinks, oh, maybe you're going to give me a treat. And then sometimes they'll put their nose up and they'll open their mouth, and that can be very scary. So what you want to do when you approach a dog, just come in very quietly, very calmly, and maybe just sort of offer the back of your hand to them. And at all times be watching the dog to make sure the dog isn't feeling grumpy at all, because if the dog looks grumpy, you always want to back away. But you just offer the back of your hand, and then the dog can sort of sniff you, and then eventually you can just maybe lightly pet the dog like that. You don't want to pat dogs on the top of the head like that. You just want to very nicely and let them make sure that they're getting able to sniff you, and so they know that you're not going to hurt them. So that's just a little bit about dog safety. You always have to be careful with dogs because sometimes they can be unpredictable.
Well, we have Sable and we have Tunak here today, and we hope that you'll see us walking around Mankato and North Mankato, and if so, we'll love to know that you remember what good dog safety is, because every once in a while I run into somebody and a little child will come up and they'll kind of smile at me and they'll say, is your dog friendly? And I think, you learned your lesson, good for you. So we hope you'll see us on the street and come and see our lovely Therapal dogs, and maybe we'll be visiting the library sometime in the next couple of months and you'll be able to see our dogs then.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.